The Carolina Panthers' 2012 season came to a close today, beating the New Orleans Saints at the Superdome by a score of 44-38. Earlier this year, the idea of finishing with 7 wins seemed ridiculous. Early season expectations gave way to disappointment as the Panthers got off to a slow start and never looked like they'd turn it around. But sure enough, in the second half of the season, things started to come together. Cam Newton became a much better quarterback. The offensive line became better blockers, and the defense actually improved to a top 10 unit, which had looked impossible earlier in the season. On Sunday, it was 3 Mike Tolbert touchdowns that really were the difference. Carolina allowed a lot of yards, but it was their ground game between DeAngelo Williams running the ball and then Tolbert punching it in that really made the difference. In the receiving game, Greg Olsen topped Wesley Walls to have the best single season by a receiving tight end in Carolina. Steve Smith was effective as always, but it's Brandon LaFell this season who really came into his own. The third-year receiver has been the #1 option for Carolina on third downs. When chains needed to be moved, it ended up being LaFell who was the difference maker. The Carolina Panthers now approach the end of this season with a lot of questions. We know there will be a new general manager. Questions still remain whether Ron Rivera will be back as head coach. But it looks like that Marty Hurney, on his way out, fired earlier this season, had a heck of a 2 drafts to close his career. First of all, he managed to select Cam Newton, the Carolina Panthers franchise quarterback moving forward. Then this year, he selected rookie Luke Kuechly. Against the New Orleans Saints, he finished with 13 tackles, taking his season total to a massive 164 tackles on the season. Carolina have their answer as a leader on both defense and offense, and now moving forward, they need to find out how to put those rest of the pieces together. There have been questions whether Ron Rivera will return. Some of those will get answered tomorrow. But whether the Carolina Panthers elect to find a new head coach or continue down this path, they've taken important and necessary steps to being contenders in 2013. I know, it sounds like you've heard this all before, and last year we entered this season saying many of the same things. But this time, it really looks like the Carolina Panthers are putting things together and could be a playoff team. Get some players healthy, make some smart drafting, and use the little amount of money the Panthers have in free agency to make a couple of difference makers. And this could be the start of something special in Carolina. A disappointing 7-9 season, but there's a lot to build on, and that's what you should take away. My name is James Dator from CatScratchReader.com, SB Nation's Carolina Panthers blog.